Hello! Welcome back to Bangkok, guys. Now recently, I've been on a quest to discover some of the most underrated and beautiful parts of this city. Now what I usually do is I find an interesting part of Bangkok and then I book accommodation in that area and I stay there for 24 hours to see what it's actually like to stay there. Now one of the criticisms of the series, to be honest, has been I've always chosen really popular, very central, very touristy and sometimes very expensive parts of Bangkok. And you guys have asked me to feature a much more affordable part, somewhere still in Bangkok, but with much better value. And so I've listened. So this week, we're in Bangna. So come and join me as I spend 24 hours in Bangna. I'll be staying in a carefully selected accommodation that I think you might really like, and I'll be talking to expats who call Bangna home. And I'll try my very best to uncover this affordable neighborhood because I really want to answer the question, what is it like in a more affordable part of Bangkok? To live, to visit, to base yourself, and much more. Let's go. This is 24 hours in Bangna, Bangkok's affordable urban neighborhood. Right then, I thought we could begin by going to this beautiful coffee shop that I was recommended to, right here on the canal, next to the BTS of Bangna, with a beautiful view of the temple. But unfortunately, Kick Coffee is currently closed today, so never mind. So since my first location is a bit messed up, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna channel my inner Bangkok Pat. Now he is, as far as I'm concerned, the GOAT when it comes to content on YouTube, right? And even yesterday, I rewatched his video on Bangna, and I'm gonna fill a few gaps of knowledge with Bangna today, but for everything that I miss, I'll link Bangkok Pat's Bangna video in the description if you wanna learn way more about this area. He did a 45-minute documentary on Bangna. But because he is fascinated with canals, I'm gonna take a long walk up this canal, see what we can find, get to know a little bit of a quieter area of Bangna. And if I do see some cats, I'll definitely film them for you in honor of the legend Bangkok Pat. Another thing Bangkok Pat is fascinated by is Bangkok's canal systems. In fact, I think he says that he makes it his goal that one day he'll visit every single canal. And he really is fascinated by them. And I don't know why, because they're smelly, they're dirty. But this one here in Bangna, at least has this nice little walkway. There's even palm trees. I mean, who needs to go to Koh Chang, right? You can just come down to Bangna Canal and see the beautiful palm trees. There's also a few giant monitor lizards just stalking, looking for dead, rotten fish and things. So if you do move to Bangna, maybe you have a pet chihuahua or something, don't come down here walking your dog, because he might gobble him up. Okay, I think I'm gonna turn around because I know exactly what's going on behind me because I can hear it. There's some chicken fighting going on. So I'm just gonna keep going back towards the temple, back towards the BTS. It was a lovely little stroll down the canal. We will go to see some of my friends who call Bangna home, but en route, I do want to pop into that temple and have a look. Okay, I've just stumbled across this really interesting temple. Now, there is actually, sadly, a funeral going on behind me. So I'm not going to go into the temple grounds too much, but there is a beautiful statue of Buddha glistening in the actual main building. And there's a gorgeous pagoda on the top there. An absolutely gorgeous temple, by the way. Definitely worth a visit. They've got cows, they've got goats, and the statue inside, honestly, is beautiful. And we are surrounded by Bangna's affordable condo high-rises. And it's a really good sort of visualization of the suburban areas of Bangkok. They've still held their culture in the center of the town, but they've surrounded it by convenient housing. People need to live in Bangkok, 15 million people plus. Where can they all live? Well, they need to live in places like this. There's so many condos in Bangna, and they're all really affordable. Condo prices in Bangna are around, on average, 11,000 baht per month, which is incredibly affordable. And for that price, you get a swimming pool and a gym, security, and a clean, well-managed apartment. Yes, a bit out of the center, but it's so much more affordable in a place like Bangna. For those wondering exactly where is Bangna, it's not that far from the center, to be honest. Just 25 minutes on the green Sukhumvit line from downtown. So this is Siam. This is the middle of Bangkok, and it is around 25 minutes on the BTS Sukhumvit line, 13 stops away from central Bangna. And there's dozens of affordable condos right next to the BTS. There are 3 huge malls, one still being built, loads of bars, loads of markets, restaurants, there's even a golf course, and much, much more. Bangna is getting more connected to the city by the day and becoming more popular with people looking for an affordable neighborhood that's still very much in the city of Bangkok itself, even if it's just a little bit further out than other places such as On Nut and Phra Kanon. And right next to the BTS station, you'll find this beautiful temple that we've just been exploring. However, because of the funeral, I think it's probably best we just leave and go see some friends. Okay, this is perfect. Right next to that gorgeous temple in this neighborhood of Bangna is this cafe here, and it's really beautiful. And I'm going to meet 2 people who call Bangna home and have done now for quite a while. They're very, very dynamic, very fun people, and I can't wait to get their perspective of Bangna as a neighborhood. So let me introduce you to my good friends, Rocky and Kimball. So Rocky and Kimball recently moved to Bangna, and they are an American married couple who left the UK and made the big move to Thailand earlier in 2025. Now they've documented their entire process of house hunting and moving to Thailand on their YouTube channel, which of course will be linked below. But in the end, they decided to move to Bangna as their chosen neighborhood. And with so many places to choose from, I was keen to find out more. So why did you choose to live in Bangna and not another more central neighborhood?
When we were looking for a place in Bangna, we knew our budget was actually fairly low, and there was only certain places we could afford. If we were to buy more central, we would be stuck in a unit that's like 30 square meters, like a shoebox. Right. And that's fine, and we love each other, but we do need a bit more space than that. So we started looking out a bit further, and we went through the entire city of Bangkok looking neighborhood by neighborhood, and we probably visited like 8, looking for places to live. And the funny thing is when we visited Bangkok for the first time in November of last year, we came down to Bangna and we were actually looking at units, and we looked at the building we ended up buying in. And we just knew that we could get a lot more square footage down here. We knew that it could be more quiet, more neighborhood-like, and feel less hustle and bustle than the city center, while still being really accessible to a ton of really cool things. So we have the Mall of Bangkok opening down the way. We have a bunch of new innovative things. We have like True Digital Park is a center of like startups and things like that. And then we have Cloud 11 that's opening up at the end of our street. That's going to be a whole center for creatives here, which is really energizing and just refueling this neighborhood and like building it up. So we really wanted something that had some growth potential as well. So I think more space, less noise, and like potential to grow our investment was kind of a big thing for us.
Right. When we came to visit, we stayed near Terminal 21, and it was just too many tourists all the time. Like, it was constant chaos. So it's a lot slower out here.
So you've been living in Bangna for 6 months now. Like, what's been the biggest surprise about moving here? And also, is there any challenges about living in Bangna?
I think my surprise is how much I like it, more than I anticipated. So we can have easy access to the city, but we can come and be in a calm, collected area that's not so noisy all the time. And I think just for when I sit down to create all day, it's better on our mental health, I think, just because it's quieter and it's less noise happening.
When we first came here, I felt like we were really far out from Central, but like we can be into Central in 30 minutes just by taking the BTS.
So if someone's looking to move to Bangna, okay, maybe they want to live here, buy property like you guys, what's the one thing they should know about living in Bangna?
Yeah, our advice, honestly, is if you're thinking about coming here, I would do it sooner than later, because I feel like there's a lot of growth happening pretty fast around here. And I think there's going to be a lot of people coming to this area. So for instance, Cloud 11 just had their first event. And during that event, the entire area was just jam-packed full of like younger people and like creatives and things like that. And I think this whole area is about to become that. So I think that the cost of living could go up here a bit. Not like crazy, but I think it could go up slightly.
I was just filming the other day in Thong Lo, and even that central prominent neighborhood is still growing. There are parks opening, there is renovation going on by the canal, there'll be a future train line. And so even an area like Thong Lo is still a good investment area. But I was telling people, like, if you're going to move to somewhere like Thong Lo or central Bangkok, do it now.
Right.
And it's interesting to know that that's still the message out here in Bangna, a much more affordable neighborhood. And it just sounds like there's a lot for me to explore. I don't think 24 hours is going to be enough.
No, definitely not.
Make sure to head over to Rocky and Kimball's channel. It's linked below. They have not only documented their entire process of hunting and buying a condo and renovating it in Bangna, but they've got vlogs around Bangkok, other neighborhoods. They're just one of the best YouTube channels in the world. It's the Rocky and Kimball era right now, and I am jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, so the funny thing is about Bangkok is it changes so rapidly. Like, if you have looked at the history of this area, On Nut used to be like the end of the line. Like, people thought there was no life beyond On Nut. And the center of Bangkok keeps expanding rapidly. And so now Bang Na really is not an outskirt anymore, even though it's the last neighborhood before you get to Samut Prakan. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah, come to Bang Na. If you need some friends, Kim and I will come have coffee with you. There's tons of good coffee in our neighborhood. Cheers. Cheers for queers.
And Paddy,
It's not
too.
cheers big ears, it's cheers for big queers.
Okay, that was really cool to meet Rocky and Kimball and to get their perspective of Bangna. They're such a cool, dynamic, fun couple who, you know, they're in their honeymoon phase in their Bangkok journey, in their Thailand discovery. So, I've got my bag and I've got, you know, a few things in here. It's quite heavy. So I'm going to go back to the Bangna BTS, go up and over to the other side of Sukhumvit to be able to catch a Grab motorbike taxi. Let's go check in, let's dump my bag, and then let's go for an explore and see what we can find in Bangna. Welcome to the accommodation that I chose. The reason I chose this place is because it is a fully furnished apartment and you can get it on booking.com, so it feels like an Airbnb, or it feels like you're having your own space. You know, there's a place to cook, there's a place to hang out and watch TV, and there's a big king size bed and a lovely bathroom, and it looked incredibly clean and welcoming, plus really good reviews online. And you can get this room, if you book further enough ahead, for around about 1,500 Thai baht per night, which I think is quite reasonable. And if you contact them and you want to stay for multiple weeks, maybe a month, perfect place to base yourself. I think if you were moving to Bangna, but you know, you were going to do house hunting maybe for a month and find your spot, this could be a cool base. So that's why I chose it. They have a swimming pool, beautiful, clean, modern, and in the middle of Bangna. And I am going to dump my stuff and get straight back out there because Bangna seems to be a huge place and I want to go out and see what we can find. Before we continue our exploration of Bangna, I just want to say a big thank you to Squarespace, my channel sponsor. Anyone looking to build a website, look no further than Squarespace. I built and host my website using Squarespace and it looks fantastic. The Squarespace app is great and enables you to update your website on the go if you travel just like me. And if you're worried about building a website, don't be, because Squarespace's design intelligence uses AI. You just answer a few simple questions and it will actually build the website for you. So yeah, it's never been easier to build a website thanks to Squarespace, and it's completely free to do so. You only have to pay when you're ready to go live. And if you visit squarespace.com/Paddy Doyle, or just click that link in the description, you'll get 10% 10% off your first website with Squarespace. Right, let's continue our exploration of Bangna. One place that I've always wanted to visit in Bangna is Mega Bangna. It's a ginormous mall and home to a massive IKEA as well. And every time I take the overpass to Suvarnabhumi Airport, you drive past Bangna and you drive past this huge mall and the IKEA sign. But you know, every neighborhood in Bangkok has its mall, but the one here in Bangna, well, it's mega. This shouldn't be called Mega Bangna. This should be called Gargantuan Bangna. This is the biggest mall I've ever seen in Thailand. Now I understand this is just a mall, okay? But it is very impressive. It is very big. And I've got a potential travel hack for all of my viewers watching who have young kids. Let's say you've had a great time in Thailand, you're in Bangkok, and it's now time to head to the airport to catch a long haul flight home. Well, check out a bit early, come down to Bangna, Mega Bangna Mall. It's halfway between the city and the airport itself, and you can let the kids run riot. They've got ice skating, they've got 10-pin bowling, there's a huge cinema, there is a massive soft play where they can run around and be creative, the largest bookstore I've ever seen, and they could just run themselves riot for a few hours, really wear themselves out. And then you can get in a taxi, be in the airport in about 20 minutes, and then get on your flight and they'll fall asleep because they'll be knackered. So if you are a parent of young kids, that could be a really good travel hack, leaving Thailand and heading home. I mean, they even have golf carts that take you to different parts of the mall if you can't be bothered to walk. Now don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with my walk around IKEA, but I probably will spend about an hour in here. It is huge, twice the size of the IKEA in Sukhumvit. I didn't think I'd come to two temples in Bangna, but I'm quickly realizing Bangna is big, guys. We are now at the Chao Phraya side, and it goes for 10 kilometers inland. If you kind of start here and go as far as the big mall, central Bangna, it's 10 kilometers away. So Bangna might be thin, but it's very long. Big neighborhood, not really walkable on foot. You definitely need to have a motorcycle or a car to get from place to place, because it's very spread out and a big area, much bigger than Pomprong, much bigger than Nana and Langsawan. So out here, these suburban areas, it's still very central to be honest, but this area just a bit out of the center is a lot larger. I've come to another temple because, number one, it looks really beautiful. Number two, it's right on the bank of the Chao Phraya, and I thought since the sun's going down, it'd be a beautiful spot to come and watch the sunset, maybe with a view of the distant skyline of Bangkok. But the third reason is they've got buffaloes here. Now it's quite rare to get this close to these buffaloes, because out in the fields of Isan, unless you know them, they don't really like to be bothered. These three look very, very chilled. I'm sure they get spoilt rotten all day with food, shade, and lots of water. Right here on the banks of the Chao Phraya, here at the temple, there is a pier just behind me here, and the boat is coming back from the Green Lung. Over there is the Green Lung. If you remember, we actually did a 24 hours video in the Green Lung. It's a huge, massive green space with national parks and lizards and floating markets. This is a really unique part of Bangkok, and it absorbs all of the CO2 and pollution. And you can take one of these little boats from here over to Bangkok or the Green Lung, and that's a really fun day trip, guys. I think Bangna is one of those places that goes to show you that you can never really understand a place until you've been. So I'm really glad that I've come to Bangna and, you know, discovered it for myself. Of course, 24 hours is by no means enough time to get to know a big area of the city, but it's just nice to shed some light on a neighborhood that does get overlooked and yet is beautiful, is affordable, is convenient as well. One thing I've really enjoyed about today is how Bangna has sort of revealed how beauty can coexist with chaos. You know, beneath the hum of the distant refinery and the highways and the relentless urban motion of central Bangkok, over here by this temple, it still feels almost sacred amongst all of this. You know, this golden temple that just sits here quietly alongside all these noisy boats and giant refinery oil rig things, I'm not quite sure what they are. You know, that's really special, and to be able to enjoy a sunset across the river. Bangna is obviously not just a place of machinery and movement, but a place of community, art, and lots of cats. Okay, so I jumped on a motorbike taxi and I've come to Bering BTS station. We're still in Bangna, but outside Bering BTS is a giant night market, and Rocky and Kimball told me that it's really rustic, very affordable, and sometimes they have live music. And since it's a lovely evening, I thought we'd come here for a feed and see what they have. As night markets go, Bering Night Market has a lot to offer. The food options were really unique and very varied. I saw so many options, my main concern was trying to narrow down exactly what I wanted to eat. Very impressed by this market. The food selection is really varied and very affordable. And then they've got this big open area for you to sit down and enjoy your food. And then I'm sure on weekends there'll be live music as well, or maybe later on in the evening. I mean, it's only just gone past 7 o'clock. But there's just so much food here. And ladies, if you needed to get your hair done or your nails done, there are like 100 places here for that as well, which is really cool. I've got my eye on a steak. I saw a lady for 60 baht. You can choose your own cut of beef and she'll barbecue it for you. And then I'll get that, maybe a few other bits of food. And then I'll sit down and open a beer and enjoy my food with cool music, watch the BTS go by. And this is a really local market. I don't think I've seen a single foreigner yet. So many options, I don't know what to get. It all looked absolutely delicious. In the end, I opted for grilled pork and a leafy salad, and of course a large Singer beer over ice. Now all of this was under 200 Thai baht, but I still couldn't stop thinking about the steak lady I'd seen before. So I had to go back and order myself a piece.
อันนั้น153นะ
This looks so good. Wow, this night market was great. Pop it on your list for anyone looking for a fun night market away from the crowds and the tourists from the more central and popular markets of downtown. The food was great, the vibe was magic, and the band that came on later just made the whole market feel even more fun. With food and a few beers in my belly, I wanted to get to know Bangna a little bit more in terms of its nightlife. Now, it doesn't have flashy, expensive rooftop malls or huge mega clubs like in other areas of Bangkok, so I just went on a hunt to see what I could find. The first bar was this really cool, quirky place, but being a weekday, it was empty. But the bartender was really nice, and we just had a couple of G&Ts together, and we listened to a lot of Britpop since he was really into Oasis, Kasabian, and all the bands that I love from back home. He then recommended that I head to a different bar called Non-Toxic. This place was more lively, and apparently every night it's packed around midnight because the drinks are cheap and they have live music every single day. And I can see why it's popular, especially with the Thais. I only paid 180 Thai baht for a small bottle of soju, some soda, and some ice. Overall, this entire day of exploring and my drinks in the evening here in Bangna had been epic. So I went back to my hotel, got a good night's sleep, because there's still one more aspect of Bangna I need to check out and tick off my list in order to fully recommend Bangna to you. Good morning. So look, there's something I need to do before I can officially recommend Lyon La Selle, and that is, obviously, if you wanted to stay here and negotiate a long stay, you know, a week or two or a month, you would buy your own food and use the kitchen facilities. It doesn't have breakfast if you just stay one night like me. They did say, just at the top of the road, on the left, is a bunch of really good breakfast opportunities. So I'm just going to make sure that that's true. Okay, they were not wrong about there being lots of breakfast opportunities. Right next to the hotel is this gorgeous, flagrant, colourful, small little street food market with duck, chicken, pork, all types of flavourful, colourful, fragrant curries, fresh fried chicken, all the good stuff. And it's very, very affordable. I went for khao man gai and a little chai manao iced tea, lemon iced tea. All of this for less than 80 Thai baht, so very affordable and very needed, because that was a long day of discovery yesterday. I had so much fun getting to know Bangna. It is a shame to only be here for 24 hours. I will be back. I have my friends Rocky and Kimball. I'm actually going to go head over to their house today and hang out with them and see their apartment and see their renovations in person, because I've been stalking them on YouTube, so it'll be nice to see how they renovated their condo here in Bangna in the flesh. Anyway, Bangna, what a really underrated, very affordable, very livable part of the city. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it, subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments, where should I go investigate next? We've got to keep it in Bangkok for the next couple of weeks because I'm busy getting married. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week from somewhere in Bangkok, most likely.